Porky. How's everyone going? Porky, Steel, Rare, Aiden, Corrections, Poppy, Lug, Fish, and Josh. Hell yeah. To be fair, it's Bear. Consistency is not his strong point. I have had a starting screen always. No, I haven't. I think I put it back. I used to have it, and then I put it back in for the Far Cry streams, Rare. Blitz, how we going? Fuck me, look at those curls fresh out the shower. Yeah. Yeah, the ringlets are, they're coming in, I don't know. What are you gonna do? Hey, Alves. Your name rings a bell. The little one's doing good. Yeah, little bear's, he's getting along. Don't want it to, gotcha. Now if you could put in a be right back screen, that would be nice. Nah. Then you guys wouldn't get my hair, the chair, my chair. Been sick for the past. Yeah, I had the worst fucking migraine yesterday. Like, to the point, like, I just went to bed. I was like, I can't be at my computer. I can't be doing work. There's no point me being in my office. Them luscious locks underneath beanie reveal on 100k. I mean, I've done it before, but like. It's just like frizzy. It's easier just to put the beanie on. Yeah, we'll be going with South Park today. I just want to do a like quick little thing at the start. Go over my platinum collection. And then we can get to South Park. Yeah, life's been good, mate. How have you been? To the toilet with you? Okay, I'll do that. They'll fucking eat. Yeah, I don't get them too often, but yeah, yesterday was just one of those like right behind the eye ones, and like right in the front of the fucking dome. So yeah, that was rough. His cock. Yeah, true. Shut the okay. People are gonna see what you look like soon, Aiden. So you better better relax with the Joe Dirt looking ass. Yeah, they do solve a bad hair day, especially with like poofy hair. Oh, like when I've thought about it a couple times, like doing a day in the life and being like genuinely like have my wife film me wake up. Instead of the fake, oh my day. But my hair would be fucking. My hair is atrocious. On a metalcore song? I might. Give me a quick fucking riff. Hey Adam, how we going? Yeah, it's been pretty good, mate. How's your week been? Is too cool. I'm curious to see what this is. Yeah, Red Dead, when was that? I think that was early September last year. We've gotten a fair few this year, so it'll be exciting to go through them. Oh shit, yeah, that's bad. Long hair does not equal mullets. I mean, the last haircut I got was a mullet, so technically, the way my hair is growing is just like that's why the back and like this part is really long, but I still can't like tie it all up. Like the front still is loose. Streaming some Tekken. Yeah, I don't know what we'll be streaming, but we'll do something at least one of the nights. Oh yeah, the fake mullets. They're not like, come down to Australia, you get the true mullets. You don't get the baby ones. Hey Goku, how are we? Yeah, the proper filth. Some people even do the skullets. I don't know if you've heard of them, but a lot of like the islanders and stuff get the shave the whole head and then leave the fucking leave the back. It's proper filthy. Properly filthy. How much for you to do it? You couldn't pay me enough. Could not pay me enough. Hey, Steel, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, mate. I appreciate it. Absolute legend. Was playing Scribblenauts because Kid Me played it and got 1 trophy years ago, and 1 trophy's... Oh, that sucks. I remember Scribblenauts on the, excuse me. On the DS. That was good times. Everyone's got a prize. I would only accept money if I was like, okay, I'm actually going bald, so like this might be the last time. The rat tail haircut is supreme. They can be yeah, they're interesting too. The amount of like interesting haircuts I saw just from like when I was playing footy was crazy. Like I had a couple of people I played footy with who had skullets. Definitely mullets. Yeah. But it's hair, you know, shit grows back. Shaving, yeah, well that's the thing, you just get rid of the... Yeah, short on the sides. Too nice. Every time I go and get my hair cut, like, it's back in Victoria. And it's legit just like, I go in and she'll be like, so are we doing a mullet? I was like, okay. And literally all she'll do is like shave the sides, trim the top, and then she'll just leave whatever the fuck is on the back. So I've had some filthy ones. Where's cock? Hang on. How do we do this? There you go. She's a you know, she's a grower, not a shower, so be kind. Where it's bald on the top, hair around the head. Yeah. Some people just lose it. Very true. Mini mohawk. I had like long hair and then just shaved one side of it when I was in high school, but no, you're gonna make me fail. God damn. To be fair, he won't get banned as Twitch would never believe his dong is that. Oh, okay, you got me. Yeah, we all have the emo phase. Well, some of, you know, depending on when you grew up. Maybe it's not as much a thing. Is like the emo phase still as big? I feel like it was really big when we were in primary school and high school. Vortex with the 5 gifted. Absolute legend, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Millimeter defeater, that's right. Right now. I'll just put like, I'll do this and then get banned again. That's my butthole. He is, yeah, Leon's cool. I'm at work so I can't watch, but have a great... I appreciate it. What a... Jeez, top G right there. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, we're going to be having a little chill chat session anyway, so we may as well go over to the live scene. And let's go over my trophy collection. Oh, that is one thing I want to show you, Aiden. I want to see you play Silent Hill 2. Alrighty, so we're 1 trophy off Anyone know like a really like a satanic game that could get me like one satanic trophy? Because I'm like one off. I haven't gotten a plat 100% since September. Yeah, the last one I got was 15th of October. So not too bad, but it's almost been a month for me. Just for the PS, yeah, just for the trophy collection. That's right. I haven't turned this. What was the last thing I played? I think it was Silent Hill 2 while I was playing, but I haven't really touched it. All right, let's go all the way down to the bottom. We've got 6,665 trophies on this account, 108 platinums, and the beginning of my collection is terrible. It's why my completion percentage is so shit, and it's just beyond repair. So I don't care about it. Fall Guys wasn't too bad, but a lot of them were auto pops from my Xbox account. The only ones I had to do were the 5 wins in a row and stuff, but I'll get to that when we get there. It's pretty satanic. I'm 40 hours into Dragon Age Inquisition, and it's going to need at least a second playthrough for the 100% of it. Oh, Jesus. Rogue. This, at the start, so the reason I made this account, as you'll see, the first trophy I got on this account was back in 2014, at the end of 2014. So I just finished high school. At this point, I just had my PlayStation account terminated, my original one, for not being able to log in, because I didn't log into to the email for fucking a certain amount of time because I forgot the password, and I was like, okay, this is gone. So 2014 made new accounts, and I was like, oh, I'll just go for some of the platinums I already had on the old account. I'll do them again. And then this is where I was like, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I don't like trophy hunting. And this basically was the case all the way up until 2022. We do have some platinums along the way, but it was a lot of me just playing games, being like, yeah, let's go for the trophies, and then fucking and then basically getting a little in, and I was like, nah, I can't be bothered. Like, I just couldn't be asked. I also was going through phases of playing a lot on PS4, then going over to Xbox, then going on PC, and stuff like that. Like, there was games I gave a fair shake at, like Injustice. I've got 32 out of 51 trophies, but I sort of just gave up after a certain point. I was like, it's just too much. Like, if they required too much work, I usually would, like, at this point I was like, nah, I'm not bothering with them. Zombie Army 4, yeah, we'll change that. You can finish at least one game, Aiden. I've heard Peppa Pig is pretty satanic. Nightmare is pretty hard in the early hours, becomes a breeze. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, never did. Return to Super Meat Boy? God, no. Not yet. It's on the wheel. Do we have Super Meat Boy trophies? Yeah, 1. What a noob. I know. What the heck am I doing? Would you ever go back and finish them? Yeah, I would. There's games I've got, like, I've written down, like, a bunch of, Hey, no stress, Blitz. Have a good one. There's a lot of these. We'll get more into those games, but there's definitely games on here that are, like, 20%, like, Until Dawn, like, these types of things. Like, I would go and, like, Far Cry Primal, 72%. These sorts of games I would go back to and, like, clean off the backlog. And especially Primal, since, we started the Far Cry series. But, this was it. I was just like, I was playing games, just no interest really in going for trophies at all. Like, this was the closest I got. I was really trying to get the Trials of the Blood Dragon Platinum. And then I was like, this shit is so freaking hard. Like, I love the Trials games, but yeah, this one is rough. So I always forget. I think, yeah, Batman Arkham Asylum on PS3 could go back to that. Mafia 3, what a terrible game. But yeah, the first platinum I ended up getting all the way back in 2015 was Rocket League. Now, Rocket League, the platinum wise, was just like play the game a bunch, and and that's what I did. I played the hell out of it. Tried to keep up with 100% stuff at the time, and then it just eventually, so many updates, I was like, I'm okay. I don't need to keep, I'm not invested in this as much anymore. Like, I have a very love-hate relationship with Rocket League. Just, I get so angry when I play this game, but that's the first platinum on this account. But again, like, at this stage, like, if I got a platinum, it was more, I just either played it a bunch or they're pretty easy. Yeah, chat will be visible, but yeah, this is for a video. This will be coming out on Monday. I mean, I'll have the unedited version. Like, when I'm talking about games, I'll probably put gameplay over while I'm talking. But yeah. Welcome to a video recording. I didn't want to do this by myself. No, Injustice is left at like halfway because the online stuff is fucking miserable. Yeah, hi YouTube. Hey Kez, how we going? But yeah, as you can see, like Arkham Knight, I got, I made a fair effort, I think, but there's so much DLC here.
Skill issue.
Well, exactly. And it's just like, when I'm doing this, I've tried to record this maybe a month ago, and I was just like, ugh, it's so boring. It's so boring, just, there's no interaction. Like, at least doing this, I get to stop and have a break.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Nah, it's fine. It'll be funny. I know, insane. But yeah, as you can see, kind of just was getting platinums when I felt like it. This one was a weird one. Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. 2017. But as you can see, the gap was crazy. I don't know what it was, but I had like 50 out of the 52 trophies in 2015. And then, 2017, I finally was like, let's get this last trophy. Help a captain survive a recruitment power struggle. Like, that's not even that bad. Yeah, this game is great, though. I do want to redo this one, because it's got 3 trophy lists, I believe. So we could do this one again. DLC again. I didn't really worry about it. I was happy with my platinum, as I still usually am. Duke Nukem Forever has a platinum, Aiden, and I think 3D is on PS5. Yeah, I saw Jazzy playing it. That looked miserable. Yeah, the middle shirt games are good. It's only one version of Shadow of Mordor. No, there's 3 versions of Shadow of Mordor. One of War. I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Mortal Kombat X, another one, sort of was invested enough. Like, I had a lot of fun with Mortal Kombat 10. I still think it's like a top tier Mortal Kombat game. But, again, once I got to a certain point with these types of games, if it was just too difficult, I was like, I'm out. But Watch Dogs 2, I don't think this was that far after. So I actually had a decent little run here. Yeah, 2017 again. I don't remember this being too bad either, in all honesty. I think there was a couple of multiplayer ones, if I'm not mistaken, which might be these sorts of trophies. But outside of that, I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2. I don't know how it would hold up revisiting it. It looks a little cringe in retrospect, but what are you going to do? I enjoyed it enough at the time to get a platinum trophy when I wasn't getting them, so... According to oh god, yeah. See, again, like, I went through stages where I was like, maybe I go for a platinum and then I just give up. Injustice 2, I think, yeah, I'm 10 trophies off the platinum. I do want to get, this was one I really want to get off my backlog. Like, really want to get off my backlog if I can. I don't even know if it's possible anymore. I think it is. But the grind to do so looks miserable. Bloodborne, great game, but yeah, just again, no real interest in it and going for the platinum. The Order 1886. I describe this as basically the best $10 to $20 game you'll play. It's a good time if you get it for a very cheap price. This game at launch was way too expensive for what it was, but platinum wise, it was just basically get the collectibles and do a couple of combats related things. Not too bad at all. 2017 again. It's not a bad time to play. It's like, it's a good game to play, but it's not like an amazing game. Like, I understand why it got criticism at launch for being as expensive as it was for like a 4-hour game. Yeah, the rare item shit, yeah, it looks terrible. No, the Order 1886 is if you haven't played this game, you can definitely get it for cheap, and I think it's worth a try. I wish they continued it a bit more and hopefully, address the criticisms, like what was it, 2 boss fights and they're just copy paste. Yeah, well, I got it for 10 back in 2017, I think this was. Yeah. And I thought it was, worth a tenner. Oh, fuck. Ugh. Back down we go. Don't press circle. Don't press circle. It's going to be crazy going from the jump between, like, not really caring about trophies to, I'm back in now. But yeah, after the Order, I took a 3-year break. I didn't get any platinums. Probably a fair few, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, no, it would have been cool. But I think the Order 1886 could have been really cool at the end. I mean, expanded upon. But yeah, for like 3 years, I didn't really go for... Again, I sort of just was like, 2017, I got 3 platinums, which is probably the most outside of 2022 when I got back into it. I was still checking some certain games out, but I would be like, Amnesia, I just physically cannot handle. That game scares the absolute crap out of me. There was games I played a fair bit of. I loved The Evil Within 2. I would like to get the remaining 22 trophies on offer here. Great game. Same with Wolfenstein 2. Got really into this and then was like, Mein Leben sounds terrible. Like, I don't have many trophies left for this either, but obviously this is a notoriously difficult game. Infinite Warfare, I'm also really close to getting the platinum. This is like my most underrated Call of Duty. I think Infinite Warfare is a great time. And I think it's mainly zombie stuff I need for this and like some campaign things. But yeah, another game I'd like to eventually get off the backlog, but who knows. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I've thought about trying to get the platinum because another one, made a decent effort for not being a trophy hunter at this point. But, couldn't really be, like, at this point, what was the last trophy? It was in 2017, so the loot boxes were still a massive thing and all that. I got turned off pretty quickly with this one, so, yeah, unfortunate. No, that was Advanced Warfare. That was the first, like, futuristic movement Call of Duty. This was the last one. The one that had, like, the most disliked video on YouTube for at least a good while. Resident Evil 7, that's another game, like, I put a good amount of time into, not really caring about trophies, but I played all the DLC. Like, this is genuinely one of my favorite Resident Evil experiences out of the few I've had. And the DLC is honestly a good time. I'd like to get like clean that up as well. I think Resident Evil's on the wheel, so that's a possibility. Didn't play much of Shadow of War for whatever reason. And yeah, just sort of, you know, Monster Hunter I really enjoyed a lot, and then sort of just like it was just a lot. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna leave it there. Far Cry 5. Yeah, 60%, so again, like, it's not that I didn't care about trophies. I still like seeing trophies pop and all this stuff, but I wasn't like, oh, fuck, I have to platinum these games, which, in hindsight, could have been cool. Hey, Viper, here we go, buddy. Yeah, Jon Snow was in Infinite Warfare. And I really don't like... Yeah, that's a rough one. I actually loved the campaign. It had side missions that impacted the story, etc. Are you talking about Infinite Warfare or Battlefront 2? Yeah, the Resident Evil 7 DLCs are like, not terrible as in like bad DLCs, but the trophy-wise, they're rough. Yeah, the Far Cry games, most of them on the PS4 except for 6, I've gotten some form of trophy in Infinite Warfare. Yeah, it's been a while since I played the campaign, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, you can see Detroit Become Human. I'm not a big fan of this game. Like, people suggest it all the time, and I just say no. Like, it was suggested for the wheel. I didn't even put it on there, because I don't like David Cage's games. I did try and push through to get the platinum here, but all I could really stomach was, like, where I sort of left it. So I was like, that's enough. Hey, no stress, Fish. Appreciate ya. What else? World War II, Infamous, like, pretty decent, like okay percentages for me at this point. Like, again, there's so many games that are like between 10 and 20% done. So anything above that, it was like, okay, boy was trying to get some trophies and just gave up. Infamous, another game I need to go back to. Guacamelee 2, if you've not played it, just as a game is phenomenal. But I would like to go back to this and get the platinum, because I genuinely think the Guacamelee games are some of the best Metroidvanias. But yeah, now we're into 2020, and I think this was, yeah, February 2020. So COVID is starting to be scary. It's no more whispers about what's going on the other side of the world. It's shit's about to get locked down. So what better way to try and ease your nerves, I guess, than platinuming Jak and Daxter. That was my mindset, at least at the time, as I'm working night shift for Woolies and hating myself because fucking toilet paper's become a currency. Yeah, Days Gone is on there. Not one of my favorites. Very demure. Yeah, very kind of me. I would say that's very generous of me. Not usually what happens. I usually just say I'm right, but, you know. I know people enjoy David Cage games, but, yeah, they're just not... they're not something I've found myself enjoying. Even, like, some of his better ones, like Heavy Rain and Fahrenheit. But yeah, Jak and Daxter, there's not really much to say about this. It's just a great platformer. I sort of wish they kept Jak and Daxter in this sort of realm. I do enjoy Jak 2 and 3, which we'll talk about later in this video, but Jak 1 is just pure nostalgia for me. And like collecting, like the collectathon elements are really not that bad. You know, there's a reason it's something I did before you know, the rest of them, which are much later in the video. Okay. Yes, it is objectively shit. But yeah, so after that, again, none of these were like turning points. I think that's the weirdest thing. Even as great as some of these games were, they never were like, okay, let's start going for this. Yeah, it should be bannable, but he's a fucking mod. Ratchet and Clank, I will say I prefer Ratchet and Clank to Jak and Daxter, but I think Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy. Let me start that again. I think Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy can hold its own with Ratchet and Clank. I think Jak 2 and 3 as well, but Jak 1 is my favorite. For now, yeah. But yeah, sort of just, again, this is when I was making retrospective, so my goal wasn't to go for trophies, it was just to play some of these games. So Killzone is the first Killzone is something we could go back and platinum at some point. Whether we do or not, I don't know. I might do that in my own time, honestly, because there's not that much interesting trophies. Trophy-wise, it's not really that interesting. I don't think Killzone 1 is that great either. Killzone 2 is great, but obviously platinum impossible. Demon's Souls on PS3, I would love to go back and platinum. Then we have Ghost of Tsushima. I've never played the DLC. Like, I've played some of the multiplayer, but I've never done the Iki Island stuff, which I do want to check out at some point. But this was genuine. This is still, I've said it before, but this is genuinely still one of my favorites, if not my favorite platinum to date. It's phenomenal. If you don't have Ghost of Tsushima as a platinum, I don't care if you go for 100%. Just the platinum itself is phenomenal. Legends is alright. I didn't love it, but it wasn't like, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it was fine. Quark, fuck it. Yeah, I don't think so. Get it on mobile. But yeah. Still, even Ghost of Tsushima was, for whatever reason, was not the, oh, let's try for some of these platinums. So, not, even as close as I got with some of them, like God of War, I think God of War I have 5 trophies left, and they're all to do with the challenge mode, a speed run, and then a couple of like random stuff. God of War 2, I think it's even less. Yeah, 5. So it's just mainly I didn't want to do. Oh, fuck's sake! I did it again. It was mainly I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to do the challenge modes, and I just didn't really care. But these are something I do plan to eventually clean all these up and do them in like one big God of War video. No, I'm not doing a press circle counter. Thought about adding all your old games that still have plats available and add it to its own wheel. I've got them like in a notebook. There's some I've thought. A lot of them are in the wheel anyway. If you don't know it as well, I've been saying my brother Ninch Movies is Brother Bear. So let's bully him out of here. Ratchet Gladiator, by the way, it's got 1%. Some of these have like really low percentages. I'll admit, a lot of them are mine. Some of these are Brother Bear's. These are not mine. I did not play Ratchet Gladiator on PS3. That was him. He gave me 1 trophy and then fucking did nothing because he doesn't finish his games. Anyway. Well, that's sort of what it would be. It would just be an hour-long like God of War video just cleaning up, like going through the cleanup of the rest of the trophies. Darksiders, again, Darksiders 1, 2, and 3. I didn't do Genesis on the PlayStation, but I would like to clean this series up again. It's one of my favorites. It truly is one of my favorites, especially underrated games. At VHS. He might make me do a movie night or some shit. But here we are. We're finally in 2022. Which was when, you know, the big shift happened for me in terms of like, oh fuck, I think the platinum bug finally fucking bit me. So we got Spider-Man remastered on the 28th of July, 2022. I mean, what do you say about this one? It's just such a it's a phenomenal game with a very simple platinum. Like, it just encourages you to do everything. Like, there's some things that are a little annoying, like doing the crimes in every district, but it's nothing that, like, was a game breaker. Like, I just had so much fun with it from start to finish, and it's the reason we are where we are now. And yet, I still had a break after it. Sort of. I've said this before, I'm not the biggest fan of the Miles Morales game. I don't think the story's very good. I think it's a bit short, and trophy-wise, I'm never a fan of, where is it? I'm never a fan of these. Complete the game on New Game Plus. I don't want to do it. I don't like that stuff. Now, eventually I will clean this up, because it's not a difficult platinum, but I was just, yeah, it's not a game that interested me particularly. And then more of just, I think these are, again, Brother Bear playing some games, because I've never played Bugsnax, I've never played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, I've not played Peggle 2 on my PlayStation. Hey, Cretchens, thank you for gifting a sub to Brother Bear, he's Povo. PlayStation is king of New Game Plus trophy updates. I know, and it's fucking terrible. But yeah, these trophies from July until, when did we start the 30-day challenge? The 9th of October. Not sharing the wealth. I'm rich beyond my means. I just lose money. Yeah, this was genuinely when the shift happened. So like, Spider-Man was like, oh fuck, I think I like trophy hunting again. During the time between this and the 30-day challenge, I was seeing a lot of Mystics videos, Nick's videos. I think Snam might have been uploading at that time. 3 Point might have had a video or two. And I was like, let's go for a 30-day challenge. Now, I've said this before. Some of these games I don't really care for platinum-wise. But I'll point those out. But like, genuinely, there's a lot of really good games here, especially like to get someone into trophy hunting. I think there's some fun journeys here, like Tales from the Borderlands, Telltale games. They're basically straightforward affairs. Just play the game, play and beat the game. Tales from the Borderlands is my favorite Telltale game. So that was great. Lara Croft Go, a great puzzle game. Tacoma, really interesting sci-fi shorts, type of story. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 hours it took to platinum this one. Massive fan of Tekken. And Tekken 7. Tekken 7 I don't think was that difficult either. I think that was maybe like 8 or 9 hours it took. Need some reward. God damn. FIFA off on stream for a haircut of the stream's choice. Man enough, bear. No. One, because if I beat you, you just do that sheep shit and like right in the back. No. We're not doing a FIFA off. We can do a Call of Duty off. We can do a 1v1. Sonic Origins. I'm still not the biggest Sonic fan, if I'm honest, even after playing all these games. I sort of understood the hype, I guess, but again, they're not my favorites. Black the Fall is probably one of those ones where it's like, it's sort of like Inside or Limbo, so it's interesting in that way, but it's a game I find pretty forgettable outside of that. Grim Fandango, genuinely still one of the best stories in gaming. Gameplay wise, I don't think it holds up very well, and puzzle wise, it is brutally difficult. But platinum wise, I think it's really good. Like, genuinely one of my favorite experiences from the 30-day platinum challenge. That's a brother, yeah. Everybody's gone to Rapture, like walking sim that I think first time playthrough is fun, and then I had to play it 2 or maybe even 3 more times because of a bug trophy. So that one lost some points pretty big there. Goosebumps the game is terrible Insomnus is something I beat in like 30 minutes. Interesting horror game, but yeah, not a very... Oh, I got this platinum. Darkest Skies, another forgettable game back in 1995. Like a PS1 retro style of game. Again, pretty forgettable. Telltale's Batman. I don't think it's Telltale's best, but I think it's a good Batman game. And again, it's Telltale, so pretty straightforward. Game of Thrones, though, terrible. Genuinely, one of Telltale's worst games is Game of Thrones. It's miserable to play this thing. Deliver Us the Moon. I think I said in the video, but this is like one of my favorite like finds from the 30-day challenge, because this was a lot of fun and it is so immersive. Ape Escape, that's a childhood classic, and that was a fun platinum, I'm not gonna lie. Spirit of the North, really beautiful game. Again, these are a lot of shorter games, but I think the 30-day platinum challenge is really good to experience like indie games. And Spirit of the North, if you haven't checked it out, is really interesting. Chicken Cart 2 is not, and I would never recommend it. It's genuinely up there with Golem with the worst platinums I've ever done. And this is only 3 hours long. A Tale of Paper, I think this is, from memory, like Little Nightmares-ish. But pretty forgettable outside of that. Donut County, on the other hand... Donut County, on the other hand, is like such an amazing indie game. Very easy, very easy. It's like 2 or 3 hours long, but it's so simple and so satisfying. Just make hole bigger. That's the game. Goat Simulator was fun until I started going through some of the 100%, and I was like, these are miserable. And so was the Flappy Bird. Scored 10 points in Flappy Goat. This trophy can suck my ass. It was hours and hours of rage on that one, but you know, funny game, but nothing too special. Moons of Madness is an interesting one as well. It's like a horror. I think, yeah. I was like, oh, is this like a Deliver Us the Moon type of thing? And it's like, no, this is like Lovecraftian sci-fi horror. It's interesting. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, the only Ratchet & Clank game I have platinumed, I believe. This is a great game, though. This is fantastic. It's my favorite Ratchet & Clank game. Very easy platinum. Again, probably like 12 hours to get, and that's without a guide. But yeah, just the game. This game is genuinely like up there with like Demon's Souls Remake as one of the best looking PS5 games. And when did it come out? Like the year after the PS5 launch. It's crazy. This one's a gimme, and you can see how much of a gimme platinum this is. 90.8% have gotten this platinum. It's like 15 minutes long, but Stormboy as a story is an Australian classic. I don't feel bad about this platinum, even though it is like genuinely shovelware in a sense, but yeah, the story of Stormboy is again, Australian classic, and it's a nice looking game. I'm a justify a gimme if it's Stormboy, but that's about it. I will like expose myself because I did get an auto pop, and I regret it all the time. Pumpkin Jack, if you've not heard of this one, it's basically a medieval inspired game, but you're Pumpkin Man. It's you know, it's a very colorful, kidsy, like reminds me a lot of a PS1 era, just looks a bit nicer. It's fun. The Medium, I believe this is developed by the people who made Silent Hill 2 Remake. I really enjoyed this game. The only thing that's annoying about it is how much the collectibles scared me. I was so scared of missing a collectible trophy the entire playthrough. I think it took me like 9 to 10 hours to get the platinum, but like obviously if you miss a collectible, you have to, there's no checkpoints. Chapter select. You have to go back and do it all again. Yeah, that's right. Tell him, Gretchens. Maneater. This is just a fun game. I've never done the DLC for this game. I don't even know what the DLC is about. But Maneater is genuinely just a fun video game. I think it's from the people who made Killing Floor, Tripwire, I believe. But yeah, just a really fun game. You play as a shark, you eat people, good time. Murdered Soul Suspect. Probably, I think best describes like an average, underrated video game, if that makes sense. Like, it's nothing special in a sense, but I've always enjoyed this game a lot, and I had a lot of fun revisiting it. Again, trophy-wise, just get the collectibles and solve the mysteries, and you're good. But I do recommend this one, if you've never played Murdered Soul Suspect. Big Ant Studios. That rings a bell, but I cannot for the life... Was the Big Ant, were they responsible for Thai? And then we have South Park: The Stick of Truth. We also have Ghost of Tsushima, which was a part of the 30-day challenge. But I think I did some of the Legends mode. But yeah, genuinely the most annoying auto pop I've ever done is this. is Ghost of Tsushima. I wish I never did it. I wish I could platinum the game again, legit, for a video, but there you go. Ah, the cricket and AFL. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I'm not talking about them. But yeah, South Park: Stick of Truth. We've been talking about it in the Fractured Butthole playthrough, but this is a game I enjoy. Probably a little more than Fractured Butthole, but in terms of a platinum, is filled with so many missables, it's not funny, and you basically cannot... If you want to get the platinum in one playthrough, you have to have a guide. Otherwise, you'll be playing again, and you'll have to have a guide the second time anyway. So, yeah. But Stick of Truth, if you've never played it, phenomenal game. Big Ant is sports, yeah. Yorkshire, how we going, buddy? But yeah, that was the 30-day platinum challenge. I'm forever one trophy away on this. All I have to do is go on easy and beat every mission without dying. But I've just never had the urge to go back for whatever reason. My name is Mayo. I did this to see what shovelware games were like and to illustrate what type of videos games we weren't going to be doing in the 30-day challenge, but you know, it's stuck on my account, and that's my excuse. Okay, I didn't do it because I wanted to. I did it for the entertainment. But yeah, that was where the platinum bug bit me. Obviously, as we go on, a lot of these have videos on them. So the Callisto Protocol, I think there's so much DLC for this game. There's some of it I'm interested to see, but not enough to re-download the game. The Callisto Protocol, I think the more time has gone on, I'm just like, oh yeah, that was... Like, at the time when this game launched, I was like, it's pretty good, I enjoyed myself. And then as time goes on, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really the best. It's not a bad game. I think there's actually an indie game out right now called Redacted that's in the same universe as Callisto Protocol. But, yeah. I mean, trophy-wise, it's not too bad, except for beat the game on maximum security, which is genuinely not easy. The combat's interesting. It is... I like the aesthetic and stuff, and I don't mind, like, the story of it all, but it doesn't live up to Dead Space, which it kind of was trying to do. 30-day challenge part 2 will be built on the back of My Name is Mayo. I've got some fun games for a part 2. I'll say that. I've got some fun ones. Again, when I was doing the first 30-day challenge, I didn't know what I was really looking for. I didn't know how quickly I could get some of these games. Now I'm like, I'm a fucking expert, okay? I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. Mass Effect, again, one of my favorite platinums. I think, yeah, the first one we got in 2023. You don't have to do this on insane difficulty, but I did do, you know, I played it on insanity because I actually think it's it's more enjoyable in a way, because it's not that difficult in Mass Effect 1 at the very least. But yeah, trophy wise, it's just a lot of combat, a lot of completing side missions and that type of thing. Good time. I do need to get back to Mass Effect games though, which I've said for fucking probably since I did this video. Yeah, I might play the DLC for Fractured Butthole, but we'll see. Got your tires pumped. That's right. Save room, another pretty easy platinum. I think it took me like an hour or maybe even two. Something you don't need a guide for. Just a very Resident Evil style inventory puzzle game, but I enjoyed it. Cuphead we started, but yeah, fell off pretty hard. This is probably where I differ from a lot of people. I do have The Last of Us Part 1's platinum. I still have the footage for a potential video. I never deleted it, but I think this is genuinely one of the most boring platinums I've gone after for a game that is as good as The Last of Us. Because all it is fucking it's all collectibles. That's all it is. It's just not that interesting to talk about. So yeah, it wasn't a very fun time playing through the whole time with a guide. It's just like, ugh. Would you rather hit Cars, play again, or Golem? Can I only play one Cars game, or do I have to do all three again? I don't have it physically on PS4. Then Sleeping Dogs, another open world. We did the 100% for this one. The DLCs aren't anything to write home about. They're pretty easy for trophy-wise, though. But I would love another Sleeping Dogs or True Crime. Those types of games. They're really fun. Yeah, I'm not that type of person, Mystery, who wants to, like, if there's a difficulty trophy, cool. If not, I'm playing on normal and just chilling. I don't like to, like, there's so many people out there already in the trophy hunter community who I enjoy watching, who will do like those types of challenges. I don't want to do that. Grounded permadeath for The Last of Us Part 1, which is a platinum you can get by playing on very easy, doesn't sound like a good time. Oh, collectibles, what? The collectibles in The Last of Us aren't terrible. It's just like, that's all the trophies are. I'll take Cars. I don't want to do Golem again. Foot review. But yeah, Sleeping Dogs, I really, for a time, I don't think it is as much anymore, but very underrated game. Deep Rock Galactic, God. I was going for this platinum, I'll say that, and then I was like, oh, I have like so many trophies that are not tracking properly. I'm gonna stop doing that. Deathloop, a game at release, I didn't really understand why it was getting so much praise, and now it's like one of my favorites from Arcane, genuinely. Like, I love the time loop mechanic. I love changing around, messing around with different scenarios and all that sort of thing. And it's not an easy platinum. It's got its challenges, which is enjoyable. Yeah, Poppy's a menace. So Bully, I think in terms of a PS2 port on PS4, it's not the best. This is not the best way to play Bully, but look, Bully is a great game, and I really enjoyed revisiting it, but it's got some bullshit trophies on it, like travel 100,000 meters on foot, travel 50,000 meters on skateboard, 100 kilometers on the bike. Like, this shit wasn't fun. And then I had to buy a whole other trophy to make this trophy not such a fucking ball ache, because otherwise I would have had to play for hours just grinding money. So yeah, not my favorite platinum, but as a game, I would love to see an actual remake for this. Ghostwire Tokyo, we've talked about it before. I think it's a really interesting game. I love the Japanese aesthetic and all the mythology and that type of thing. But collectible wise, this is this is miserable. Like, just way, way, way too many. I don't know what they were thinking. And I've never played the update. I got the platinum before the update had happened, obviously, but yeah. I think you mean collectible hell. Jedi Fallen Order. I still need to play Survivor, but Fallen Order is a great time. There's not really much else I can say. I think it's one of the best Star Wars games ever made, and I need to get around to Survivor. Now we got the fun ones. And some nice nostalgia. Battle for Bikini Bottom. Like a PS2... I wouldn't say it's like a classic PS2 game, but maybe now it could be considered that. But this game was just like memories galore, and it was so much fun to platinum. I think it was like 8 hours too, not too bad. Yeah, true. Yeah, the Cosmic Shake I think is a better video game than Battle for Bikini Bottom. If you've never played Cosmic Shake, I do recommend it. I think it's great fun. It's the SpongeBob games are just those types of give us your best SpongeBob laugh. Oh fuck. No, I can't. That's about as good as I got. I would need to practice. I'll do the Peter. Yeah, it was weak. Peter. One sponge. Yeah, no, the SpongeBob games, in terms of like old school, like type of the PS2 platformers, you can't go wrong with these games. BioShock. I mean, what do you say about BioShock? It's genuinely one of the best video games ever made. Platinum-wise is pretty straightforward. Like, you gotta play it on the hardest difficulty without dying, but you can do that on New Game Plus. And I mean, if you've never played BioShock, you need to reevaluate yourself. I prefer artificial sweeteners made by man. Do what you just did, but put your finger on your Adam's apple and move it. Yeah, BioShock's a JRPG. Yeah, shut up. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I think I put this in a recent video of like platinums I recommend everyone get, and this is genuinely in there because it's just a fun game, man. It's a nice like 4 to 5 hour platinum. Get the memes with Watto. I mean, good game. Yeah. It's working. It's working. Mortal Kombat 11. I think at this point, this was the most difficult platinum I was going after. And it's not even that difficult. Just mentally, it is so taxing. It was sort of rewarding to get this, and this as like it sort of holds a special place in my heart in retrospect because it is one of the most popular single platinum videos I've done. But there's some brutal stuff in here. Like the amount of people I had comment about how hard the tutorials are is no joke. The advanced and strategy tutorials are brutally difficult and they go forever. So, yeah, this is a pretty high barrier to entry, but if you can get past that, that's genuinely the hardest part about it. It's so many hours, right? I think this was 50 or 60 for me. It's not too many, but it's all about, like, the time-wise, it all comes from completing the 250 towers, which I even cheesed at the end. So, you can see these are pretty close together. That was all just from loading in, quitting out. But I still had to do like 100 and so towers legit to get like the different, I forget what we were doing. What was it? It was like brutalities or something. It was something, yeah. You cheese them by just loading in. I forget what it is. I explained it in the video, but it's like you load into the unlimited towers or whatever they are, and basically immediately quit out, and it counts as a completed tower. Yeah, I will remind the world. Control, I do want to go back and get these DLC trophies done, because at the time, I'd played Control pretty recently, and I'd done all the DLC stuff, so I was like, I don't really want to go back and do that, but as a Platinum, I think this is up there with Remedy's best games, Control. I still need to play Alan Wake 2, but this is a phenomenal game, like, genuinely. So if you don't have Control, get it. And then we sort of went on another... I sort of go through these phases of, like, I try and work on too many games at once, and then I'm like, I don't want to do any of these. So at some point, we will go back to Dark Souls, we will go back to Arkham Asylum, and that sort of thing, but yeah, I burnt myself out on those. But those were all, like, the wheel things, and then I started going for sort of some different stuff. Oh, Liberation, yeah, it is an easy one. I sort of just got bored replaying that one, so I sort of just gave up. I think I played it for like 2 hours. The Lego Movie, this was the 24-hour challenge we did, and we failed, but you live and you learn. It was the first, like, Lego game I'd played that wasn't, like, Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, that type of shit, so this is a really fun game. I've heard the second one is terrible, but this is a great time. Mass Effect TV series in the works at Amazon. Oh, that sounds fucking terrible. That's terrible news. Fast and Furious Spy Racers Rise of Shifter. This is up there with Chicken Cut and Golem as the worst Platinum I've gone after. How do you make a Fast and Furious game a slow racing game? I don't know, but they did it. That's all I have to say on that one. Terrible game. The Ascent, though, one of the most underrated games to this day. It's, if you like Cyberpunk, if you like RPGs, if you like, I don't know, interesting worlds and top-down customization, shooting, that type of thing. It's a twin stick shooter, but it's good fun. It's good fun. And yeah, can't really yeah, we're in early, yeah, this was one of my early streams for sure, because I think Dark Souls and Batman Arkham Asylum and Subnautica were all stream games as well, but I think this was like the first one I did on YouTube, maybe, or something like that. BioShock 2. I had a miserable experience going for this. The game didn't want to save on my first playthrough. The DLC crashed on me, and then I lost all my progress, so I didn't go for the DLC. And I ended up having my footage corrupted. It was just it was not a fun experience, which is a shame, because as a package, and I know this is like controversial and not a hot take, but I prefer this as a complete package to BioShock 1, because I think the gameplay is better. And the story, if you include the DLC, is like a good time. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. Nothing else. You should either add more to your wishlist, or you already have them. But yeah, BioShock 2, I think as a game is great. I just had a really bad experience going for this platinum. Dredge, my favorite game of last year, no question about it. Well, I mean, it's like a chill fishing game, and then it's a horror game. It's it's just a dope video game. I do need to finally play the DLCs for this one, but you know, as I've said multiple times, maybe one day. And then we got the big one. This is when this was the game that got me my, what's it called? Paid, how I could get paid on Twitch. I forget what that is. It's not partnership, it's fucking whatever it is. Anyway. Hey, Trav, how we going? We're just going through my Platinum Collection to start the stream, and then we're going to be playing some more South Park. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption. This was a fun experience on stream with some of the most infuriating moments at the very end. The story was so much fun to play through. It was like 20 hours of having fun, enjoying the story, exploring the world, and revisiting this game. It's genuinely a good time. Same with going and playing Undead Nightmare again. But going for 100% on both the main game and Undead Nightmare is miserable, especially if you're like me and you're looking for a damn skunk for 3, 4, I don't even know how many hours. It was like 3 or 4 hours of a stream, and that's all I needed. And then you got the Chupacabra and Undead Nightmare and all the rare stuff. It's got a lot of headaches that definitely dampened my overall experience. But yeah, one of those games that's a masterpiece of a video game meets a not very fun, in my opinion, Platinum Trophy. Yeah. We'll highlight this, the bane of my existence, the fucking meme that will never die, Dragon Quest Builders 2. I got bullied into fucking spinning the wheel again while Mortal Kombat 1 was updating. It landed on this. I played it for like an hour, maybe 2, and this was just not one. It's not fun. It's not a fun game. Poppy platinumed it. He likes to meme on it. He's told me it's terrible. Hot Wheels Unleashed. Again, like, this is one of those... As a game, I think it's really good. It just has some BS trophies right at the end. It's like, why did you do this? That's alright, Ashley. I hope you're doing well, though. And thank you for the follow. Yeah, this is one of those games that... Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but once you get to, like, reach the podium in 100 races, get a total of 100,000 coins, get 25,000 gears, like, this stuff is miserable. Which sucks because, yeah, again, as a game, the Hot Wheels video game is a lot of fun. I do want to play the second one, especially now that it's... I think it's the PS Plus game of the month, so that's pretty cool. Mirage, just, yeah, this game was disappointing. A confused video game is what I like to call it. They forgot how to... They forgot how to make a good Assassin's Creed game. Final Fantasy 15, the amount of DLCs on this is ridiculous. I hate that I have a platinum trophy at 46 overall %, but it is what it is. But Final Fantasy 15, I was really glad to finally knock this off my backlog. I forget how many trophies I had exactly. It was like close to like half. But there's some annoying trophies in here, like doing the fishing, going like the survival level and that type of thing. But overall, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed my time with this, and I do plan on doing some more Final Fantasy games in the future. Will you play AC Shadows? If it gets like amazing reviews, I might try it, but outside of that, I'm good. Hey Grim, how we going? I'm just going through my my platinum collection at the moment, buddy, so you didn't miss too much. Did you ever watch the Assassin's Creed movie? Completely forgot that existed. Yeah, I've seen it. It's terrible. It does what the games... It does... The games have the present day storyline, and then the movie was like, hey, let's really focus on that and be terrible. Hey, Stinky. Yeah. Also, I don't know how you played 15. I can't stand it. I loved Final Fantasy 15, but I again, the only Final Fantasy game I've played outside of now 15 is Crisis Core. So I'm not a JRPG fan. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. Then we got, I think it was around here. Yeah, I was trying to get some games off my backlog for a video, and then I sort of just was like, I don't know how that works, but. Yeah, Jak 2 we finally got. Just cleaned up some of the precursor orbs. Same with Jak 3. It's nothing really too exciting. I only had a couple of trophies left on these, but they were pretty easy to clean up, thankfully. Good times, but not as good as Jak 1 in my opinion. Yeah. Battlefield Hardline. I think in my last update I was like, oh, this is going to annoy me forever because I'm only missing one trophy. And thanks to the Battlefield Discord and some lovely people over there, I was able to get the kills I needed. And yeah, never have to play this game again. Which I enjoyed this game, so, you know, it is what it is. But I'm just glad I finally got the trophy. Hey, Bashida, how we going, buddy? Spider-Man 2. Yeah, we're not at 100% yet because it's got the New Game Plus. I'm disappointed this isn't getting any DLC. I enjoyed this game. I think it's a good game, but I do prefer the first game overall. But platinum-wise, this is like a breeze. You could do this no problem without like even knowing what any trophies are. It's just do everything. That's basically it. Hey, Mitch, how we going, buddy? But yeah, that one, yeah, Spider-Man 2. It's not my, like, the game of the year talk for it I thought was crazy, but it's a good game. Mortal Kombat 1. The game I beat Jazzy in. Without, like, a sweat. This was, for most of the time, like, not too bad. Like, I think in like 14 or 15 hours, I had 45 out of the 51 trophies. This game, as a game, I think Mortal Kombat 1 is worse than Mortal Kombat 11. I think the fighting feels a little better, but overall as a package, it's not very good. But some of the trophies in here were just like straight up padding. Completing 5 cameo characters completely is miserable. Absolutely miserable. I don't know if they fixed that. I don't think they have, but at the time, it took like, I want to say a good 15 or so hours to get all the cameo characters leveled up in the most time efficient way. And it was so boring. And then we had to wait to get the platinum at all just to be able to complete a Titan battle. So this one's got left a very bad taste in my mouth, and as a game, I just don't think it's a very good Mortal Kombat game. I think X and 11 are far better. Far, far better. No, I'm not doing. Yeah, I'm not going. That's my thing. Well, one, after I got the platinum, I sold the game, so I was like, I'm good. Hey, Poppy, appreciate the gift sub, mate. Mortal Kombat 9, you got to revisit it, Aiden, because it doesn't hold up the best, but and Mortal Kombat 10 is peak. So I can get my platinum. It's so annoying. I hate when they do that shit. Then we got South Park: The Stick of Truth. I did it on PS3 for a 24-hour challenge. Hey, another gift sub. Appreciate you, Poppy. You're too kind. Too kind. But yeah, South Park: The Stick of Truth did it on PS3. Again, it's a lot of missables, but it's a joy. Like, I don't hate that I've done this twice. Like, these are some fun games to play. The platinums are just a little BS. And then we got the big one. South Park: Fractured Butthole. We're going through the achievements, but as you can see, I do already have the platinum. I'll talk about this more in the video that's coming out, but yeah, what can I say? Good game. This one seems familiar, I know. What Mortal Kombat had that like 1,000 level tower? It might have been 10. Lego Lord of the Rings, still my favorite Lego game to date. I mean, it's Lord of the Rings and it's Lego, two of my favorite things. So like, can't really go wrong there. Platinum-wise, Lego games are pretty straightforward. Just don't hate yourself. Like, just rush through the first playthrough and then actually enjoy the levels and stuff on the second time through. Something I would definitely do again, like on Xbox or on PC or something like that. Like, this is a fun one. And then we've got the Misery of Borderlands, which I think it's not gonna say it's the last one of 2023, but it was the last platinum I got, I'm pretty sure. Borderlands. Now, the platinum experience, if you just go for the platinum on Borderlands, it's actually pretty straightforward. It's probably like 25 hours at most. And I would have had a much better opinion of this game if that's all it was. Unfortunately, we went for the 100%, and even though, you know, Zombie Island and Armory of General Knox are two really good DLCs, Mad Moxie is garbage, and Claptrap's Revolution, I think, is a fun DLC with just way too much RNG. Way too much. Yeah, see. And then we got God of War Ragnarok. Now, we actually got this back in, 2022. But, obviously, as you can see, I also 100%ed it for the Valhalla DLC. I think Ragnarok is better than 2018, but I still think God of War 2 and 3 are the best in the series. It is the story, I think, is I like the story direction, but again, I'm still not a fan of the gameplay itself. I think it should have stayed as a hack and slasher, but that's a hot take for some people. Oh, which DLC? Have fun. I wish you luck, Kez. I wish you luck. And then we sort of, now we're into 2020, what year is it? 2024. And as you can see, I was in like a, what the fuck do I play? I tried this Roombo game. It's bad. I was like, maybe I go for Destiny 2. Didn't have fun. Maybe I do a hard game like Surgeon Simulator. Hated myself. Was trying to get The Last of Us multiplayer trophies done. Got bored. So it's just like, I was in a weird place. And that's why I finally was like, let's just play Crash Bandicoot and have fun. I would platinum this game over and over again. I love the Crash Bandicoot games. Genuinely, like, the Crash Bandicoot trilogy is just one of my favorites. Yeah, I like the direction of the God of War games, but I don't love the gameplay of it. Yeah, the burn egg was real. Lego the Hobbit, not as good as Lego Lord of the Rings, but a big surprise, because I'd never played this game before. I wish the third movie was involved, just to feel a bit more complete as a game, but outside of that, if you're looking for different Lego games, like, you can't go wrong with Lego the Hobbit. It's not a bad Lego game. It's fun. This is hell. I'm not gonna lie. I've been tempted to do the Crash trilogy again. Go for the 100% on stream because I enjoy it. Like, I've hated myself. There was moments in Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot 2 I hated myself, but yeah, I just have fun with these games. Like, yeah, again, Crash 2, Crash 1 and 2 are definitely the hardest out of the trilogy. And then Crash Warped, if you're going in order, is a nice way to finish it, I think, because it's just like, yeah, very, very much a step down in difficulty. And Crash, I go between which is my favorite, with Crash 2 or 3. I think now I'm leaning towards 3 only because I like the variety in the levels, but if you're looking for platformers to platinum, like, you can't go wrong with Crash Bandicoot. I do need to get the Spyro trilogy done as well. One day we will go back. One day. I have 5 trophies left in Crash Team Racing. And the last time I got a trophy was in January. Crazy Gaming, thank you for the follow. How you doing? Yeah, I need to get around to Spyro. But yeah, Crash Team Racing, I'm like, I gotta beat the... Oh, not the gigantic. I gotta beat the adventure mode on hard. I gotta beat all the time trials and unlock the characters. Like, I need to get this done, but it's just so daunting. And then we went on our little Assassin's Creed binge where I properly burnt myself out on it for the year. But we got the Assassin's Creed 2 trophy platinum twice, once on PS4 and PS3. Probably the easiest out of the Ezio trilogy. I still think these games hold up. They're great fun. And if you say otherwise and you like Valhalla, if you say otherwise but like Valhalla, then I don't want to hear it. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. The only annoying thing about this is the 100% sync. Everything else is basically Assassin's Creed 2, but better. Except for the fact you have to do this tank mission without getting hit, and that shit is miserable. But outside of that, great game. Yeah, I heard that, Poppy. Bum, bum, bum. Is this it? No, I'm missing Crash 4 as well. I haven't done Crash 4. And Assassin's Creed Revelations, this is when I was experiencing the burnout a bit more, but the DLC in this game is actually dreadful, and so is like the Desmond sequences, which is how I ended this game. It's probably why I have a bit more of a sour taste looking back at this compared to other games. But I mean, the game itself is great, and I love the change up. But yeah, the platinum wise, the DLC and Desmond sequences, they are terrible. Again, sort of got burnt out, didn't know what I was doing, and then this is where we start like locking in a little bit. Republic Commando, again, like Fallen Order, I think is one of the better Star Wars games. It's a unique like first-person shooter, playing as the clones, fighting against the droids and the Geonosians and all that shit. Like, it's a fun game, and playing it on hard is pretty easy. It's like a 10-hour platinum. Highly recommend this one. And this is where we start going on a streak. I don't want to platinum Crash 4. I don't like Crash 4, I'll say that. I think Crash 4 they went overboard on collectibles. Return, yeah, maybe. Like, I've thought about streaming some games that maybe we don't go for the trophies, but, you know, one day. Probably not Return to Castle Wolfenstein, but I could see us doing something like that. Alrighty. So we started off, this is when I think I was doing the weekly uploads. Like, I made that a priority. So, Mafia Definitive Edition. Probably one of the best remakes out there. I don't think there's any real debate about that. Like, I think you have Resident Evil 1 remake, and you've got Mafia Definitive Edition and stuff like that. Platinum-wise, like, again, it's like all things, collectibles do hinder the experience. But outside of that, the big trophy is beating it on classic difficulty, and only because of this trophy, whatever it's called. What is it called? Supercharged. For beating the, or whatever it is. It's for beating the race on classic difficulty. It's a ball ache. But outside of that, a phenomenal experience. And I, again, need to get to Mafia 2 at some point. Not Mafia 3, though. Mafia 3 can suck my balls. Too sacred to share that. Yeah, that's for me. Hey, nice, Harvey. Good job, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it. South Park Snow Day, probably the most controversial, I guess, opinion I had of the year was that I didn't despise this game. I don't think it deserved a 3 out of 10. I think it's a fine game. Just, I think being, 7 years removed from Fractured Butthole, to just have this. If this was like the side project and then you also have another like Stick of Truth type of thing, it's not too bad. But yeah, Snow Day, I think, you know, nice short platinum, took me like 10 hours. I enjoyed it enough. No, not Crash 4, but I do need to play a lot of game. I need to play a lot of game. I'm a dummy. I can't talk. Anyway, Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. I think, by the way, I think we're only missing Jak X, and then we have the Jak games all done. I think so. If that's if Snow Day goes on sale, I would recommend checking it out. But yeah. All right, no worries, Brother Bear. Say goodbye, everyone. Might see him next week. The Lost Frontier, it's not the best game, but it's not a terrible game if you look at it through the eyes of like a PSP game. It's this being the last Jak and Daxter game hurts, but it is what it is. The platinum wise, it's not too bad, and game wise, it's alright. Then we finally cleaned Demon's Souls Remake up. I love this game, but I hate that you have to follow a fucking checklist to do this in a reasonable amount of playthroughs. If you don't have a checklist, this could take up to like 3 playthroughs, and no thank you. But as a game, I think it's great. I just, yeah. The platinum experience wasn't the best, I'll be honest. Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I'd never played this game before. Really big surprise. I'd been missing out. I really had. And I think this is one of the most popular videos we've done this year. So that's pretty cool. That was an unexpected little thing. Yeah, The Clone Wars is great though. Highly recommend it. And it's probably out of the 3 we'll talk about, it was my favorite experience because it was like brand new. Like I'd never played it before. Fallout 76. I've said it before, I'll say it again. My favorite platinum experience of the year so far. This was so much fun to play with all of you guys, and it was just like, it had its moments of like, oh fuck, like going for a level 100 was like, okay, I'm getting like I'm getting the burnout a little bit at this point, and hence why we didn't end up going for the DLC and all that sort of thing. But this was a lot of fun, and the quality of life updates this game has gone through over time. I genuinely think if you have negative memories with this game, it's worth retrying today just to see if you like it or you don't. I always liked the core foundation, but it was such a buggy mess at launch. It was miserable. Fallout 76 was a great time, and there's going to be a few people in the chat who do agree. Like Poppy was here doing it, Dark Wolf, Bird, like people. There was a fair few people who were coming in and out of the party and who were going for the platinum. It was a good time. A really good time. Then we went back to back Lego Star Wars, which probably in hindsight was a bit of a mistake, but Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens is probably like way better than it has any right being. Like, it's a Lego game based on one movie, and there's so much to it. It's genuinely a good time. Going for 100%, doing all the side missions, like, it was something I really did enjoy, and I had fun going for the DLC as well. Like, getting this 100% was great. And then you go to the Skywalker Saga, which as a game I think is fantastic. I think it's one of the best Lego games. And then you have the completionist side of things, and it's fucking miserable. This is one of the most mentally taxing platinums I've done. No question about it. Yeah, exactly, Puppy. It was so much fun. But I couldn't finish it. You could do it. yeah, this game is just the gameplay wise, I think it's great, and I would love to see this type of take on Lego, Lord of the Rings, or anything like that. Lego Indiana Jones, whatever you want to do, but just don't put so many collectibles in for no reason. Please. Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. This is just again, a pretty short platinum. There's only a couple of, like, I would say annoying trophies, like things like, what was it? So I've survived the 30 waves in multiplayer madness, and getting the 21 stars in the challenge mode are probably the toughest tests. But outside of that, if you like Family Guy, this is worth playing because it's funny. It's just funny. I do need to get back to multiverses, especially because it like breaks up such a clean little line we had going. Cars 2, the best Cars game. That's pretty much all I have to say. The best Cars game that released, no question. Actually a fun video game. Daxter, one of the best PSP games. Glad it finally came to PS5. Really easy platinum. I think this was a one and done stream, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, if you've never played Daxter before, I do recommend it. It's a really good spin-off. Race-O-Rama, genuinely awful video game. I hated it. It's got low FPS. There's no speed to the driving. You have to do the Guido controls terribly. Like, it's just a bad game. Necromunda Hired Gun, that is in the 40k universe, sort of like a Doom 2016 style of meets like Titanfall style of shooter, and one I cannot recommend highly enough. I think it's really, really enjoyable, and if you're a fan of the aesthetic of 40k and you like the gameplay of like a Doom 2016, I think you could really have a lot of fun here. Like the hardest thing in this game is to rank all of the missions, and once you upgrade yourself completely, which you can do after a couple of replays of like the first few missions, that's really easy. Really easy. Wolverine trophies. This was a lot of fun to revisit. It really, like, I had a lot of fun going back and playing this game. I didn't love that I had to play it twice just to unlock the hard, like, I had to play it once just to unlock the hard difficulty. And the grind to get, like, the 2,000 enemies, the raised all combat reflexes, maxed out all upgrades, like, I didn't love that aspect. But, you know, as a hack and slasher, it's like, a God of War clone is basically all this game is, and it's the best Wolverine game. Deadpool. This was a lot of fun. It was, again, those last two missions on where is it? On Ultraviolence can suck my balls. They were so infuriating, but I'm glad I did it in one playthrough, because I don't think playing the game twice just to experience that with maybe some better upgrades would have helped too much. Yeah. A really funny game. I'd never played it before. I'm glad I finally played it, but some annoying trophies, but overall, a fun enough game. Yeah, one chapter was bad. Then we have Cars 3, which for an 18-hour platinum, this game fucking dragged on to the point where I would put this below Race-O-Rama. It is so bad. Do not play it. It's basically it's Cars 2. Looks a bit nicer, but drags on for 4 times as long. It's terrible. We went through some bad games for a second there, I was going to say. Okay, Saw. I mean, a really easy platinum. What was this? 2 streams, I think it took. And it's just basically hit and kill an enemy with every weapon, and like the stomping one was the hardest part because it's so unreliable. But outside of that, I really enjoyed this game. I would do it again. I'd do it on Xbox. I had a lot of fun with the first Saw. And then we went back to back. My voice. I'm losing my voice, and we still gotta play fucking South Park after this. I didn't think this would take so long. Yeah, the Gollum. What a mistake this was, eh? Yeah, it's a lot of bad games in a row. Yeah, the Deadpool Rage, I didn't think it was that good. I didn't have fun. Now, Gollum, the worst platinum I've gone after for completing the game without dying alone. The game itself being bad isn't this game's worst offense. It's the fact that you had to do it, and even with cheesing it, it is so miserable. This was... I had slight optimism that maybe it's not as terrible as everyone says, and to be truthful, it's probably not as bad as everyone says as an actual game, but the fact I had to play it twice was bad. Saw 2 had... Saw 2 is like... They almost could have been better than Saw 1, and then they just said, we don't know how to make the combat not clunky, and we don't really care about the story. So this one, I mean, it's another easy platinum, but yeah, not as fun as the first game. And then this Alan Wake was number 100. There's not really much else I can say. I've said it multiple times on this channel, but you know, Remedy, they just know how to make a video game. They just do. I don't love having to play the game once just to unlock Nightmare difficulty, but outside of that, and some of the collectible stuff, like the platinum itself is pretty good. Now, the Signal and the Rider, having to beat both of those without dying, stressful for no reason, but yeah, that was a good way to cap off 100 platinums. And then we've got like, we got the weirdies. We got the Toy Story games. I do still have all these recordings. I do plan on making a video on these at some point, but yes, we platinumed Toy Story 2. One of my childhood favorites on the PS1 and holds up really well today. Toy Story Mania, a terrible game. Do not play it. It's 3 or 4 hours of wasted life, truly is. Toy Story 3 on the PSP, which I didn't enjoy at all. Wukong, from when I played the wrong Wukong game, which was surprisingly a lot of fun. I don't know why. It just reminded me of the old school PlayStation platformers, but it was fun enough for an hour or so. And Toy Story 3, which I think is probably the best Toy Story game with one of the worst platinums out of all 4. For the fact you have to collect all the gold stars alone. Like, in the video, I'll talk about it, but there is some collectibles in here that are fucking miserable to go after, and it dragged on for far too long. But as a game, I really did enjoy it. It just ruined itself right at the collect all the gold stars trophy. And then we sort of, after that like streak, I definitely felt myself like, okay, let's slow down a bit. I'm feeling a little bit of burnout, so I played Space Marine 2, but I didn't finish. I didn't go for the platinum here. I just wanted to play it in my own time. Call of Duty World at War, the hardest platinum I've gone after to date, without question. That veteran campaign is turns boys to men. It really does. The grenade spam is crazy on it. But again, it's still like an under 20-hour platinum. It's just about perseverance in that veteran campaign, and eventually you'll get it done. That's really about it. But it was a lot of fun revisiting World at War, because I do regard it as one of my favorite Call of Duties. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition, the most recent. I was going to say in the last one? No. Yeah. Okay, the trophies aren't going to load. Come on. There we go. Yeah, Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. The most recent video we've done. It's, you know, I said it all recently, so I won't repeat myself, but a good time. You know, I really enjoyed revisiting Far Cry 3. There's some annoying parts, like the collectible stuff, and liberating all the outposts kind of gets old, but outside of that, it's still one of the best Far Cry games, without question. Well, I haven't platinum CTR, but to be fair, I think the veteran could be harder than CTR's hard mode. Now, Time Trials is different. As you can see, Far Cry 3 I also did try to go after on PS3, but the co-op trophies are terrible to try and do solo, so yeah, I'll try for that again at some point, but I was about tapped out there. And the last platinum we have Fall Guys, which I couldn't do a video on because most of these trophies were auto pops from my time. I played a disgusting amount of this game on Xbox. So the only 3 trophies I needed was, no, the only 2 I needed was win 5 episodes in a row and get first place in racing rounds 20 times. 2 pretty difficult trophies. Win 5 episodes in a row is very dependent on the playlist you can find, because doing it legit is just you'd be a fool to try and do it legit, honestly. Just in 5 knockouts in a row would be crazy. And getting first place in racing rounds 20 times took way longer than I was expecting, but again, Fall Guys is just a really fun game. I love Fall Guys, and I think that's no secret. Whew. But just like that, we'll scroll down a little bit to make it look a bit nicer. But just like that, that's my 108 platinum collection. My voice is going, so I won't drag this out any longer. Yeah. Alright, that's where the video will end, and I'll go into the outro for you guys watching the stream. Holy fuck, I am losing my voice, man. Woo! Alrighty. So that's my video stuff done. So what we'll do is I'm going to take a piss break and swap over to my Xbox and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll do some yeah, that's right. Don't have to watch it on Monday. That's actually the crazy part, I should say. Thank you to anyone who's watched, who's subscribed to the review channel. Because, you know, obviously I'm not really looking for the views to necessarily be crazy. But, where is it? I was on my reviews channel and was like, oh, the latest video, I uploaded the remake video over there. And I was like, oh, it got like 40 views. That's cool. And then I checked again, like, a few hours later, it's at like 300 almost. So, appreciate that. It's cool. And on that note, I'm off. Have a great... Hey, appreciate it, Cretchens. Have a good one, buddy. Nah, you're good, man. You're good. That's all for you. It's for YouTube, but there'll be the VOD and all that sort of shit, so... It doesn't really matter. Again, like, when I'm talking about the games, and I'll cut it down, it'll be far shorter than, you know, an hour and a half long, so I'll be showing gameplay and stuff when I'm talking about the game, so it is what it is. But, yeah, let me swap over to my Xbox real quick.